What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Jim Harbaugh leaving Michigan for the LA Chargers in a big coaching carousel move. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy the video. So news this evening came out from the NFL reporters that said Jim Harbaugh is going to move on to the LA Chargers after winning the national championship for Michigan. What a move by Jim Harbaugh. This has been in the works for a few years. Jim Harbaugh has expressed interest in moving to the NFL, and he finally does it. This is not a very surprising move for me personally, because I knew Jim, obviously he was with the 49ers, had a great run there, went to the Super Bowl, a fun 49ers team, lost in it. I think he wants to win a Super Bowl. His brother, obviously John Harbaugh, coach of the Ravens, is in the NFL. I think the NFL is where he wants to be. And unfortunately, he got fired from the 49ers, but went 9 seasons at Michigan, finally won a national championship. I think that helped his decision, knowing that he at least brought one to Michigan and he can move on to the NFL now. He was satisfied. Looking at it from the Chargers side, I think this is a really good pickup. There's a lot of great coaches on the market. Mike Vrabel, obviously Jim Harbaugh. It's just a lot of guys. It's really good coaches. Bill Belichick. There's a lot of options, and they went with the Jim Harbaugh route, the college route. And I like this hire by them. I think this was a great decision. Jim Harbaugh is a heck of a football coach. He likes building his teams with the line of scrimmage, winning a line of scrimmage. He's done that all his career. He did it at Stanford early on in his career, and he's had a ton of success in his coaching career. He's a hell of a coach. And I like this move for the Chargers, so go get a veteran type of coach. Obviously with Stanley, very good offensively. He's an offensive mind head coach. And, they just lack some defensive stuff and also game management stuff. They lacked a lot. So I think Jim Harbaugh brings that. Because the Chargers are in an interesting space because, you have a talented quarterback like Justin Herbert on your roster. You have some talented players on that roster. But you kind of need to retool because this team is good enough to win. I don't know if they could be a Super Bowl contender, but they can win a lot of football games there. And Jim Harbaugh can do that. And obviously he needs some help with the draft and some free agency signings. But, the Chargers, if they make the right moves, they could be a quality, good football team going into next year, potentially a playoff team. I watch both of the NFL and college football. So I'm a big football guy in general. I watch both of them. I watch any football that I can. I love the game of football. It's what I like to cover. So obviously I like Jim Harbaugh in college. Loved, watching the Michigan Wolverines team, the way that they play. Obviously we're going to miss that aspect with Jim. But for the Michigan Wolverines, what are they going to lose with, losing Jim Harbaugh? What's it going to look like post-Jim Harbaugh era? Well, unfortunately, you lose Blake Horn, J.J. McCarthy, you lose some good defensive players as well. But Michigan, the way that the program is, you can go out and just develop guys through a system. That's what they want to do, is build a system, make the system really good, and make these guys in 2 to 3 years be really good football players. And the guy that is the leading candidate that I don't even think there'll be much of a search for Michigan, if I'm going to be honest, from what I'm hearing and what's been reported. Sharon Moore looks like the guy. And obviously he was the intern coach at times with the Jim Harbaugh suspensions and all the stuff that happened. We know what happened. With all that happening, he is the intern coach. He was for 4 games, I believe, and he did a tremendous job. So the hope with Moore is you get to retain that roster that Michigan has and develop those players. I think he will retain that roster. Those guys liked playing for him. And obviously he's a good offensive mind. And I think he could keep that, defensive, minded toughness, line of scrimmage team. This team will be good post, Jim Harbaugh era. And obviously they're going to take a hit next year because they're losing some incredible talent. but they still have guys on that roster that can develop into, really good football players. Ron Moore is a heck of a coach, in my opinion. He got all my respect. So I think with how he can recruit, I think he could recruit well at Michigan and do the same thing that Jim did. So, I think he should be the next head coach, and I think he will be. Never know in the crazy world of college football. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But other than that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.